India is pushing back against a UK court's decision to stop the extradition of businessman Sanjay Bhandari. The Indian government has officially asked for permission to appeal this ruling in the UK Supreme Court. But the question is, why did the UK court block Bhandari's extradition in the first place? And why is India fighting back? Let's break it down in simple terms. First of all, we need to know who is Sanjay Bhandari and why does India want him back? Sanjay Bhandari is a 62-year-old businessman who worked as a consultant in the defense sector. His company, Offset India Solution, helped global defense manufacturers to get contracts with the Indian government. However, the Indian authorities accused him of two major crimes. Back in 2020, case of money laundering. India claims that Bhandari illegally moved large amounts of money through hidden transactions to avoid detection. This falls under India's Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Secondly, tax evasion, a case in 2021. The Indian government also alleges that Bhandari did not pay tax on foreign income and asset. This is illegal under India's Black Money and Imposition of Tax Act 2015. Because of these charges, India requested Bhandari's extradition from the UK so he could face trial. However, after a legal battle, the UK government ruled in his favor, blocking his extradition. On February 28, 2024, the UK High Court judges ruled that Bhandari should not be sent back to India. Their decision was based on two key human rights concerns under the European Convention of Human Rights. First, risk of violence in Tihar jail. The court believed that if Bhandari was kept in Tihar jail while awaiting his trial in India, he would be at the risk of extortion, threat, or violence from other prisoners and possibly even prison officials. The judges made this conclusion based on fresh evidence about prison conditions in India. Secondly, the right to fair trial. The court was concerned about whether Bhandari could get a fair trial in India or not. They pointed to the burden of proof in Indian criminal cases and the risk of unfair treatment. Because of these concerns, the UK court ordered Bhandari's discharge from the extradition order issued earlier by former UK's Home Secretary. But the question is, what is going to be India's next move? Well, the Indian government is not giving up. In fact, this week, India formally applied for permission to appeal the High Court's decision. But before the case can go to the UK Supreme Court, the government must clear the first step, and that is getting the UK High Court to certify that the case involves point of law of general public importance. If the High Court agrees, India can move forward with its appeal, arguing that Tihar jail conditions are not a valid point to block extradition. Bhandari will receive a fair trial in India. A UK court official confirmed that India's request includes two key points of law related to these issues. Now, looking at a bigger picture, then the Indian government has been cracking down on financial crimes, specifically cases involving black money, tax evasion, and money laundering. Many high-profile individuals, including refugee businessmen like Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi, have fled to the UK and other countries, avoiding legal action in India. Bhandari's case is very important because a successful extradition would send a very strong message that India is very serious about bringing back economic offenders. If the appeal fails, it could make future extradition cases harder for India, as refugees may use similar human rights arguments to avoid returning. Now, if the UK High Court approves India's appeal, the case will move to the UK Supreme Court, where India will argue for Bhandari's extradition. If the High Court rejects the appeal request, Bhandari will be free to stay in the UK. For now, India is waiting to hear if its appeal can proceed. If successful, this case will become another high-stakes legal battle between India and refugees using UK as a safe haven.